Hi guys, it's Stock Curry and welcome to part 2 of our weekend videos. It's Monday morning now and we have got a lot of stocks to cover. We covered a lot of stocks in part 1 of this video. If you missed it, go back and watch part 1. This is part 2 and we've got just as many stocks to cover. So I'm not going to waste any time. I just want to talk about stimulus checks real fast before we get into today's stock picks. It is stimulus week, and what I mean by that is there are going to be a lot of people who are receiving their stimulus checks this week, and I got to ask you, what are you doing with your stimulus check? Did you know that 40% of millennials and Zoomers plan to invest their stimulus check? That is going to create incredible buying pressure on this market, and I really think that we're going to see the stocks continue to rise again this week. Now, for you, if you're not sure what to do with your stimulus check, let me just encourage you to invest it in your future. Don't go out and buy a TV. Don't go put a down payment on a car. Invest your stimulus check in your future. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a brand new trader, if you feel like you're gambling, you don't really know what's going on, you're just kind of buying stocks because YouTubers say to buy them and then you have no clue when to sell them. If you're really confused and you're just trying to figure this thing out, I strongly recommend you just take $340. That's what it is with the discount I've got. $340 and invest that in your future by enrolling in ZipTraderU. ZipTraderU is by far the best trading course that I have found for brand new traders. And that's why I reached out to ZipTrader and I worked out a discount for you guys. So it's normally $400 for you. It's $340. If you want to take advantage of that, just look down into the description of this video. In the description, I have the link and the instructions. Actually, it's a two-step process, but I have the instructions on how to get that discount. So that's the first thing I'd recommend is just take $340, invest in your future, and learn how to trade. The second thing is, I would also recommend that you guys go ahead and open up a Webull account if you don't already have one. Now, I know a lot of you guys are not in the United States, and that's a bummer. I'm sorry. Webull is only available to U.S. citizens, but if you are a U.S. citizen, I strongly recommend you open a Webull account, and I've got two reasons for that. The first reason is when you open a Webull account, deposit $100. Of course, you're going to get way more than $100 out of your stimulus check, but just take $100 of it, open a Webull account. They're going to give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. But the second greatest promotion is, in addition to that, and everybody should do that no matter what, but in addition to that, let's say you're still on Robinhood and you don't have access to the full pre-market and after-hours trading. By the way, if you didn't know, pre-market trading starts at 4 a.m. on the East Coast and goes all the way to 8 p.m. on the East Coast. If you don't have access to trading from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. and you want to gain access to the full pre-market trading, then after you open up your account with Webull and deposit $100, you can transfer your stocks from Robinhood over to Webull. And when you do, right now, you only got 2 weeks left to initiate this. So do it now because it does take a few days to actually get the account set up. But when you transfer your accounts from Robinhood to Webull, so long as you transfer at least $800, first of all, they're going to reimburse your fee that Robinhood charges. So Robinhood's going to charge you $75. Once your stocks get over into Webull, Webull's going to put $75 back in your account to reimburse you. Second thing they're going to do is if you transfer at least $2,000, they're going to give you 5 free stocks worth between $45,000 and $8,000. If you transfer at least $10,000, they're going to give you 10 free stocks worth between $90 and $16,000. And then if you transfer $25,000 or more, you're going to get 25 free stocks worth between $225 and $40,000. That is on top of the 2 free stocks you get for opening an account and depositing $100. It's an incredible promotion Webull has right now. But again, you only got 2 weeks left. It ends March 28th. And you need to start it now because it takes time to get your account set up, get your deposit done, and get the transfer going. So don't waste time. Go ahead and do that now. This is by far the best time I've ever seen to sign up for Webull. All right, guys, let's get into today's stock picks. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you click that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon, and make sure you click all. If you guys aren't getting my alerts, you're not knowing when I'm actually releasing a new video, just go click the bell icon, click all, so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you guys 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you're currently looking at the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is ABML. This is American Battery Metals Corporation. They're a lithium battery recycler. StockMo listed ABML as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. StockMo thinks this might go back to all-time highs. It would need a double to get back there. Next up is ALPP. This is Alpine 4 and they're a holding company. Their holdings include 2 American drone companies, 1 retail and 1 commercial. StockMo listed ALPP as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. StockMo said this has a chance to double and get back to all-time highs. Next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. StockMo listed AMC as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. This is a pandemic recovery play for StockMo. Trace Trades also covered AMC again twice on Sunday, and I want to highlight a few points from the Citadel Has No Clothes video. The first point is that Citadel continues to trade illegally. They have been fined by the SEC 58 times for illegal trading, including naked short selling and failing to deliver. The problem is that the fines are only about $10,000 on $350,000 positions. The fines are so small, Citadel is willing to pay the fines because they make significantly more money through illegal trading than they get fined. Citadel is a massive hedge fund. At the end of 2020, their short position was more than $57 billion across all securities. This does not include their put options, which account for 80% of their investments. Specifically on AMC, the short interest has been rising and the put to call options ratio is at 1.54, meaning for every 2 calls purchased, 3 puts are purchased. Despite that, AMC's share price continues to go up. So long story short, Citadel is losing a ton of money due to retail investors, and eventually they are going to need to rebuy shares, which is going to push the price up. In summary, Trace Trades is saying that the reported 25% short interest on AMC is actually much larger due to the naked short selling and failure to delivers. So AMC is more primed for a short squeeze than the numbers make it seem. Next up is BCRX. This is BioCryst Pharmaceuticals, and they're a pharmaceutical company. They have 3 drug uses that already have FDA approval, and they have 3 more that are in phase 1 trials. Richard Allen covered BCRX today. He reviewed a Seeking Alpha article that referenced a Reddit post that basically said that short sellers are losing control to the bulls. Richard Allen highlighted a few points in the Seeking Alpha article as well as the Reddit post. In short, he compared BCRX to another company that got sold for $39 billion, which would represent a 10x increase in BCRX's current stock price. There is also the potential for a short squeeze. With institutional investors owning 90% of the shares available, that only leaves a 17 million share float, and the current short position is 31 million shares. Based upon that, people think BCRX could go to over $100 a share. Now, if you're interested in the stock, I highly recommend you watch Richard Allen's video that he uploaded Sunday night, because Richard Allen went into significant detail on this company. Next up is BEEM. This is BEEM Global, and they're a solar company that makes EV charging stations. Keenan Grace mentioned BEEM today. He highlighted the fact that BEEM has no debt and they have room in their current factory to expand 20 times their current capacity. Now, I went over this stock in great detail yesterday, so if you want to know more about BEEM, I strongly recommend you watch part 1 of this video. Larry Jones thinks BEEM will get to $80 by the end of this year for sure, and he thinks it will get to $100 by either the end of this year or the first quarter of 2022. Next up is BW. This is Babcock & Wilcox Enterprises. StockMo listed BW as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. The average analyst price target is $12, which represents a 62% upside from Friday's closing price. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. StockMo said he sees CCIV getting to $30 by the end of April, to $40 to $50 by the end of this year, and to $60 to $80 by the end of next year. He said he hasn't sold any CCIV and he's actually been buying more on the dips. Larry Jones thinks CCIV will get to between $45 and $50 by the end of this year. Larry Jones said he is going to hold his CCIV shares for at least 5 years. He is swing trading the warrants. He's buying the warrants between $10 and $12, and then he's selling the warrants between $14 and $15. Next up is DS. This is Drive Shack, and they're a retail golfing store. Larry Jones said he is still holding DS. This is a pandemic recovery play. Now, if you're thinking about buying DS, I do feel like it went up way too much on Friday, so I would just wait for a pullback and try to get this under $3. Next up is FTFT. This is Future FinTech, and Chris Sain said he is very bullish on FTFT. Chris Sain gave a buy-enter price of $6 and an ideal buy-in price of $5.50. He also gave a $10 price target. Now, I will remind you that Chris Sain's price points are slightly lower than mine. I have a $6.50 buy-enter price, a $6 ideal buy price, and a $5 stop-loss price. Next up is GILT. This is GILT Satellite Networks. They're a 5G satellite company. Keenan Grace reminded us that not only is this a growth stock, this is also a dividend stock, and currently their dividend yield is at 7%. He also let us know that GILT has a satellite internet company that is a direct competitor to Starlink. Keenan Grace gave a buy-enter price of $14 and an ideal buy-in price of $11. I don't think GILT will drop below $13 again, but who knows? It's right at resistance and it might not break through resistance. Also, I will add on a stop-loss price of $10 for you. Next up is HVBTF. This is Hive Blockchain Technologies. They're a Bitcoin and Ethereum miner. StockMo listed HVBTF as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. He said he actually doubled up on HVBTF when it dropped. Next up is IDEX. This is Ideanomics. They make a wireless charging station for EVs similar to how your phone charges on a wireless charging pad. Chris Sain bought IDEX last week. Next up is IEC. This is IEC Electronics Corp. StockMo listed IEC as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. Technically, IEC remains near its long-term trend line. In addition, the MACD and RSI are both bullish, so I agree that IEC would make a good stock to buy now. It has a 38% upside back to all-time highs. Next up is LI. This is Li Auto. They're a Chinese EV company. StockMo said LI is now his third favorite EV stock behind NIO and TSLA for an EV correction recovery play. Next up is M. This is Macy's. Chris Sain reiterated that he has a $20 price target on M. If you are currently holding M, Chris Sain recommends entering a limit sell order for $20 so that when M hits $20, your stock will sell. Just don't forget to enter the limit sell as good till canceled or GTC. You should also check the box for extended hours. That way, at any time during regular hours or extended hours, if M hits $20, your shares will sell. To do that in Webull, just go to sell, make sure it says limit, enter the quantity that you own, enter your limit price, make sure it's GTC and extended hours is yes, and then click sell. Next up is MARA. This is Marathon Digital Holdings, and they're a Bitcoin miner. StockMo mentioned MARA as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. Zip Trader recommends buying both MARA and RIOT in order to diversify. Next up is MVIS. This is Microvision, and this company produces LiDAR and heads-up displays for autonomous driving vehicles. Smart Trader is looking at MVIS purely as a short-term technical play. He let us know that people are buying MVIS because they think it might get acquired, which is pushing the stock up. Technically, MVIS broke out of a downward trend on Friday. The MACD is turning bullish and the RSI is turning bullish. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo thinks NIO has more upside potential than TSLA because it hasn't recovered from the correction as much as TSLA has. StockMo says he sees NIO getting to between $75 and $100 a share by the end of this year. Next up is NYMT. This is New York Mortgage Trust. StockMo listed NYMT as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. This is a pandemic recovery stock for StockMo. And you can see on the weekly chart why. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. Chris Sain said as he bought PLTR this past week, he gave an ideal buy-in price of $23. Next up is POETF. This is Poet Technologies, and StockMo listed POETF as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. Next up is RBLX. This is Roblox, and they're an online gaming platform. Larry Jones says he has not bought RBLX yet, but said he will if it dips below $69. This will be a long-term hold for Larry Jones. He plans to dollar cost average in over 4 different buys. Next up is REKR. This is REKR Systems, and StockMo listed REKR as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. StockMo showed us that the average analyst price target is $25.25, which would represent a 46% upside from Friday's closing price. Next up is RIDE. This is Lordstown Motors, and they're an EV manufacturer. ZipTrader said he was surprised that Hindenburg, a short seller, hit RIDE with his short reports. The reason is because RIDE is already down, so Hindenburg couldn't really push the price down much further. Hindenburg's main point was that Lordstown's pre-orders were non-binding and therefore worthless. In reality, we already knew that the pre-orders were non-binding and that maybe 5% of them would not go through. So this really doesn't change anything. Yes, it may have pushed out a few people who just bought RIDE because they heard some YouTuber mention it, but pretty much everybody who has conviction on RIDE held, and many even bought the dip. You can see that by the fact that the stock rose throughout the day on Friday, and it continued rising in the after hours. So if you've been waiting for a great opportunity to buy RIDE, now is the time. Next up is RIOT. This is a Bitcoin miner, and Keenan Grace likes RIOT because he says that while Bitcoin is only up 1,000% over the past year, RIOT is up almost 8,000%. So he thinks RIOT might continue to run up faster than Bitcoin. Personally, I think the opposite. I think RIOT has run up way too fast, and it really needs to get back down to around $30 before it will be a good buy again. I would much rather buy MARA than RIOT. ZipTrader, on the other hand, recommends buying both MARA and RIOT for diversification. Next up is SKT. This is Tanger Factory Outlet Centers. StockMo listed SKT as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. I will also remind you that SKT has the second highest short float of any stock on the market right now, and so this is ripe for a short squeeze. Next up is SNDL. This is Sundial Growers, and they're an MMJ stock. Smart Trader likes SNDL for a short-term play based purely upon the technicals. It has been in consolidation for the past 3 weeks, and now the MACD is turning bullish. So Smart Trader is looking for SNDL to go up to the next support level of $2. Once it hits $2, Smart Trader will sell and move on. Next up is TLRY. This is TLRY, and they're an MMJ stock. Smart Trader is seeing the same action on TLRY as he sees on SNDL. TLRY has been consolidating for the past 3 weeks, and now the MACD is turning bullish. So Smart Trader is going to buy TLRY and hold until it hits the next level of resistance at $35. Once it hits $35, Smart Trader plans to sell and move on. Now his specific play is this. He's going to wait until TLRY gets to $30. As soon as it does, he's going to buy a call option and ride the price up to $35. Smart Trader only plans to hold his TLRY call option for about 1 day. Now, he did not specifically say this, but to maximize profits, if I was going to do this play, I would buy a weekly call option. Now, doing this with an option is very risky because if the breakout to $30 is a false breakout, then the stock could drop back down to $22 and you could lose your entire investment on your option. So you can reduce your risk by either buying a longer term option, such as the April 16th option, or by just buying the shares. Next up is TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. StockMo said TSLA's recent drop had nothing to do with anything wrong with Tesla. Rather, it just went down with the rest of the EVs during the correction. StockMo said he sees TSLA getting to $1,200 by the end of 2022. He also said he added on during the correction. Next up is XBIT. This is XBiotech, and StockMo listed XBIT as one of 12 penny stocks to buy now. Finally, we have ZOM. This is Zomedica, and they're a pharmaceutical company. Chris Sain gave a $3 price target on ZOM. He recommends selling once it hits $3. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is for Monday. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull, using my link in the description below, or ZipTrader. Go get that discount as well. When you sign up for Webull, you're going to get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. Plus, when you transfer your account, you'll get up to 25 free stocks worth up to $40,000. When you do that, they're also going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps you out and also helps the channel out. Finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.